I'd like for you to take a moment and look down on your body. Do you feel that you're young or do you feel like you're old? How old do you feel then?
I feel like mid-age, maybe late 20s, early 30s. And it's like what it came to my mind now, to the thoughts are like I'm learning something, I'm being initiated, and part of coming to the beach, it's part of that initiation of feeling feeling the day rising and being like really in communion with nature. I look up my body, I have this tribal tattoos on my ankles, and it keeps going up like a thin line over my knees and my legs. And the clothes that I wear are very like handmade and, and put together by the community. But I also like to dress myself up and to dress myself up with things of nature that nature gives. There are some fabrics, but all fabrics, they're taking from elements of nature, maybe some kind of hemp. And and there's some those tattoos, they all have meaning on them. There's some on my arms as well. And I also wear some necklaces, and those necklaces also have meaning on them. They're like part of like rites of passages.
Mm.
And you receive that with the rites of passages. Each one of them, it represents a different rite of passage. And I have long hair, and that's like flowers that I like to put on my hair and my body.
Mm.
And I love the ocean.
Beautiful. I'd love to learn more about you and all your initiations and experiences that you've been through, that you received those tattoos, the jewelries, and the initiation that you're on right now. What do you feel that you're doing there right now in the initiation that you're experiencing?
I feel like all the studies of nature, of being present with nature. So I have had initiations with the different elements, with fire, with earth, with water, with air. And I'm like still a student actually in this community. Everyone is considered a student. Everyone is going through rites of passages, and some go more towards working with the community itself. Others spend time isolated in nature to get to learn nature and learn about itself, oneself, through the reflection of nature.
Mm.
And since we are all considered students, we learn from our elders, from our grandparents and the grandparents of the grandparents, and also things that stay written down, like scripts, books. But we learn mostly by experience, and by having those moments with our elders.
Mm.
So I'm studying now the medicine of the ocean. And there is a strong connection there, the ocean and with the plants. And when it comes to me in terms of like, it feels like Lemurian.
Tell me more about what you're learning there as you're learning it. And you can describe more what goes through your mind as you connect with the ocean and with the information. Describe what you can.
So what I came here to the beach to do today is to just notice the subtleties of how the ocean makes me feel, and the constant changes of the ocean and of our nature itself. So my assignment is just to sit here for a couple hours even and notice closely the change of the wind and how it makes the waves change, and how this closely makes me feel too, how I change with nature changing. So for most in our society today, this would be silly, would be boring, but for me it's fascinating. Most of what we spend our time here doing is supporting each other, helping each other to build shelters, to build safety and security in terms of what we need to survive. But the other 80% of the time it's spent by studying oneself through the reflection of nature. But this is part of the work. I'm just sitting here and observing the waves coming and going, how the winds change the waves from glassy to more wavy, how certain beings pop up in the ocean and fish jump around, and closely noticing how this makes me feel. And that itself, it's medicine. And we are very much in touch and in tune with that.
Very good. Is there anything else significant that you notice over there?
Mm. What is the sense of communication with the animals in the ocean too? It's like the more that you observe and stay quiet and notice those changes, the more you start to understanding what's happening with other beings. It's a form of interspecies telepathy.
Mm.
Those are advanced skills that comes from really this deep sense of observation of the all together, and how everything is actually speaking and talking and communicating. But you have to be really, really in tune and quiet. What
So for Mhm.
what I sense is that it's the sound of the divine. It's always there. And the divine exists in all beings, in all little leaves on the trees, and all little tiny little creatures that live in the ocean, to the big, to the small ones. And And they're all saying and communicating, and but we got it to really like tune in order to hear.
Hmm. So as you sit quietly there, you're starting to hear those songs of all those creatures and how it's all communicating together.
Yeah.
Hmm. It's wonderful. So take another moment to enjoy that. Yes. Now I'd love to close this in and to move to another important day in this life. Another important day when something important is happening. We're moving now to another day in the same life and arriving there now. You're there now, and you can start to look around you and describe what you're noticing there.
Yeah. I'm inside of a ritualistic place. It's like a maloka, like a space when rituals are like shared with the community, and those rites of passages are performed or expressed in ceremony. I'm a little older now. There are some like gray hairs, and I'm being initiated here. There are other members of the community, and it's it's a deep and profound initiation that it's gonna come with its challenges. So I'm a little nervous, but I feel safe.
Continue describing everything that you notice as you notice.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So it's like later afternoon for night, and this it's gonna take the whole night, and it does involve some kind of substance that I take in. And within this substance, that is a lot of like so revealing and shadow work. So I'm being prepared for that, and receiving like flowers, and I have to spend a whole day of preparation, going in the ocean. Before that, I had moments to be hiking in the mountains by myself, collecting information from nature that would support me on this initiation. It's initiation to start to pass forward what I have learned in my life. And I'm gonna need to really open myself up to go to places that within me that might be painful. But again, I feel supported, I feel safe. There are risks within going into this initiation. But I have a whole support system. I have my elders holding me. I'm gonna gain another tattoo too after this initiation. And I realize now that those tattoos are all from those rites of passages as well, learning from my elders, understanding the give and take of life, being challenged by my own thoughts, by my own choices. There is a lot of music going around too. And when I take the substance that is like a tea, I really go into dark places. I go into the pain of humanity at that time. I go into even the future, understanding that everything that I take as sacred and beautiful, like those oceans and those mountains, will eventually die because of the natural evolution of humanity. And how we need to kill the things that we love sometimes in order to appreciate. But this is very painful to go through. And the lesson that comes behind that is that everything is constantly changing, so there is no point on clinging to what it was. Just let it to unfold and also accept the feelings you have towards the losses. So in other words, you don't need to be angry because things are no longer the way that you like to see them. You just have to trust. Within that ceremony, there's a lot of trust. It's a lot of deep, full pain and crying and mourning and grieving. But that's a lot of freedom as well. Freedom to understand that we don't have to cling to anything. We just, once again, have to be in the present moment, observing, and just like always at the beach. Everything is medicine. And even this grieving and this painful moments that I'm living in through this ceremony, seeing that everything that is dear to me will vanish. It's also medicine. So it's really hard, but it's also liberating. And the
Thank
elders
you.
are making also potions and baths and with herbs and spreading around my body. And because I have been initiated to this point, every time that they pass something in my body, I can feel the vibration of that plant, and that plant talks to me.
Mhm. Thank you for sharing and continue sharing everything that you experience through the initiation. What's the next significant moment that you're passing through?
They tell me to remember that those changes will happen. And I will have many moments in the future that I will be faced with the choice to stay in the despair of missing or not having what I love within my reach anymore, or to understand that this is medicine. So to pay close attention to that they tell me that this gift and this initiation, it's always going to be with me. And I might forget. And all of this, it's taught to me by telepathy within the journey itself.
Mm.
Right at the beach, I was practicing the skills of being present and listening to the environment and to all beings and all entities around me by presence. Here, it is by presence, but it's also with the aid of the substance, to the secret substance that is just used during the initiations and allows us to step into another realm of consciousness. And in this realm of consciousness is when I can then it can become even more clear this communication is happening with all beings around me. It can be confusing because it's a lot at the same time. It's overwhelming. But I was taught since a young age to be within my center. And to
What
learn
else
how
are
to.
you hearing? Yeah. Tell me what else are you hearing right now and what else do you learn? You're doing very good.
I'm hearing birds, animals, tiny little animals, and understanding that function into the spaces that you're in. How there are some ants that are bringing in, taking away heavy energies from the place, bringing from the core of the earth. I'm hearing birds, listening to my challenging moments and singing. I'm hearing my elders around me singing, the fire burning, and smelling all the flowers and herbs that they are wrapping my body with. And I feel like gaining major insights, major lessons. And also understanding that this is just a tiny little speck of our earth and what the universe has to offer. That even with this very profound experience, this is nothing close to what really reality is.
Beautiful. So let's move a little bit forward in time to the end of this initiation when you can integrate all that you experience and learn. And when you're finishing and integrating this information, arriving now to the end of the initiation and continuing from there. Be there now and tell me what you know.
It's like daylight again, and it's like the sun is rising. I'm guided into a waterfall, a beautiful waterfall. This is a valley. It reminds me a lot of the Kalalau Valley that's in Kauai. So it reminds me a lot of the beach that we spoke about in our other session, Kalalau Beach. And there are like waterfalls in the valley. So I'm guided to one of the waterfalls and decided there to bathe and to welcome the day like a rebirth, like a new beginning. And I got a new necklace, but now I have a collection of them, and those are made of shells, and they represent the study of the ocean. It's the initiation of the ocean. I have others that are the initiation of the earth, and I still to go through the initiation of air and fire. So I got into the waterfall and I got the cleansing of my body there. And I'm invited to just join the elders and eat and ground, and we together we talk and circle about our experiences, and we exchange lessons and insights, and all of this in community, the little ones there too, observing and seeing everything. And now I am part of a group of women that work with the healing of the community. So we support this healing. When people in the community get sick, we work on them with blends, with what we call today holistic pathways. So we use blends of our local environment. We use those substances that are outer perception to allow people to go into their souls and do this self-study. We teach them the medicine of nature and earth, and how we are constantly just intertwined with everything that is around us. So we are like a group of healers in the community. And I'm now part of this group after this initiation.
Wonderful. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing with me. Now you can close that scene, close that day, staying in the same light. We're moving to another important day and something important happening in that life. Another important day, another important event. Arriving to this day now. Arriving there now. You can start look around you and describe where you are.
There are many scenes that pop up in my head. There was one of like a secret union with a man of the community. That was a really quick scene that just passed through, and then move forward into me working with someone and doing some rituals for healing on that person and the member of the community. And then move to when I'm older, passing forward those teachings like the elders that pass forward to me. There are
Wonderful.
like images that just pop up.
Yeah, and you can continue to share with me about those moments and significant events and feeling that you had in those times. Keep observing your life and tell me more. What do you see next?
So the image of like getting in ritual with a partner of the community just gives me the sense that We are meant to live in community and we support each other to blossom and to grow together. It's much more than a physical union. It's a union that is supported by the souls of each one to grow together, to learn from each other, to reflect and mirror things that can allows us to become better for the service of the whole community. It is a deep belief system into this community that we are learning to serve, that we are living to give, that nothing is supposed to stay with you, and not even the lessons they receive from a relationship with others. So everything is shared in the community, all the lessons. We are vulnerable to tell our truths and we trust each other. And of course, there are challenges, of course, there are situations, but they are all encouraged to be resolved from the love and within community. And this is the union that is based in truth, and like the whole truth sometimes is not pleasant, but it is held with love, it is held with compassion. And we are very grateful to live in like this valley, in this little, not little, gigantic space of community. I see gigantic in the sense of like the connection that we have with each other and nature. We have a understanding that, again, within that ritual, that I learned that everything changes all the time. So within this relationship, we also understand that things can change there. So just enjoy that moment. It's another beautiful ritual, and in this ritual, there's a lot of happiness and celebration, and it's just to show also like the joy that this community lives in. So it's just showing that the sacredness or joy belongs into sacredness as well. So respect
Beautiful.
in relationships. And
Beautiful.
there, and then the other scene that comes up is it's the hair completely white and gray, older, with more tattoos, with more necklaces, and just like through the experience, just getting to commune in circles and teach about plants, making like medicine with those plants with younger people in the community. Planting, like really taking advantage of that close contact with nature, like playing with the dirt and learning about the tiny little creatures that live in dirt, and teaching, passing forward that knowledge. It feels so good to be in this place. It feels like this life is just surrounded by this deep immersion into nature and just learning with it and then passing forward those teachings. So I feel content as the
Mm.
older women here.
So let's move forward now to the last day of your life in that life. We're moving to the last day of your life, arriving there now and continuing from there. And share with me, what do you notice that is happening there?
I'm like just lying down and my what we call my housing or the place that I lived in, which is simple. It's very much in nature and open windows and like part of nature. It has a little water stream, a little waterfall by it. I can hear that. And I'm surrounded by loved ones, by people of the community. And it's just the end of a cycle. It's just old age. I feel like all the lessons of this life that are rushing into my head and all the beings that I learned from on earth, on this space, like all the energies of those entities are around me and supporting me, and I feel peaceful, I feel calm. Just feel like I'm drifting into a nap. And there is sadness, that is grieving, that is a lot of that, but within this community, that is also that understanding of the change and transition on everything that is. So this sorrow and this grief and this change will be also celebrated with the party after my transition. That is like the ocean it's speaking to. There are like manta rays jumping in the water. Birds, just like on that ceremony. It feels like I'm going to a similar place, like to a place of nothingness, yet of everything. The body's drifting. And give one last look to everyone around me, knowing that I will encounter them again in other situations, in other lives, in other lessons that my soul are assigned to. I say my goodbyes telepathically or see you soon, knowing that I'm gonna very much miss this life because it's like it's the life that I want to go back to. That was just so much understanding and love and community and presence and really I developed this deep love for nature and earth. Just just a peaceful transition with a lot of nostalgia.
Mm. Now you can drift away from this life and drift up, 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 and away from this life and away from everyone, saying your goodbyes telepathically and connecting with the source of your being, the source of your energy, connecting with your higher self and observing and connecting from above. May I speak with Anna's higher self, please?
Yes.
Thank you so much for showing this beautiful life. Can you share what was the purpose of this life that Anna just experienced?
It's well, she had many lives as the as a native from the lands of the earth. She had other lives in other planets too, but there's so many lessons here on earth that she's been through, and this is just a reminder of really of all those initiations that she passed through on earth. The lesson is that everything that she needs is inside of her. She's talking about intergenerational trauma and all the stories that holds her back from expressing and from like living her full potential. But this is a reminder that it's everything inside of her. That's the lesson.
Beautiful. And how the life that she saw now and experience can assist the life that she's living now.
It's important for her to understand that it's all about presence, that she can hear the sounds of the divine within presence. And it's also a reminder that the lessons come with the experiences. So every experience is valid, even this experience of not feeling quote unquote worthy, which is from the standpoint of the soul, it's very silly. Because if you exist, you are worth it. But even that feeling, even that thought is part of the experiences that will teach her more about herself and about who she really is.
Thank you so much for clarifying this and sharing this information with her. I know she's wanting to clear a lot of the issues of self-value, self-worth, limited thoughts that holding her back. Can you scan and see if now you can clear that and update her system? And share with me what can be cleared now.
Has been working diligently on that for many, many years. And this cleansing and clearing, it's definitely happening. It's almost to the point that it's non-existent, but what is remaining is still part of the process that she has to break through, because it is part of her lesson, you know. So it's happening, and this session is part of this. And I am doing what I can and to clean it up. But now it's really about action. It's really about like reminding herself within this presence that I tell that is important to be in it, that everything is inside, and to trust that everything that is inside that it's coming out it is supposed to be expressed, it is supposed to be it is supposed to be said. And part of it too, it's also that she learned to that everything that she has to offer also lives within this place of being seeked. Like, in other words, like, that is parts of her that doesn't believe that she needs to shout out to the world what she does, and that people have to seek and look for that healing too. And so in that sense, that is a element of attraction, but for that attraction to really be exposed, she needs to believe. So it's just this belief that needs to become stronger, and I'm working on that.
I know that she sometimes feel the sadness and anger that comes from um, the the lack of equality that she noticed and the generational things with the different communities. What would you like to share with her regard that will help her in the path that she is wanting to contribute? Of the
What she's met about it, it's something that, we even show her now in this past life. Like, in this past life, she has this ritual in which she goes into like pain and sorrow and grief, and then it's an understanding that this is part of reality. We all gonna go through that, and this senses of oppression and pain, um, and the intergenerational story. It's also part of it needs acceptance and love towards it, and other part of it, it's speaking how she feels and the truth. So it's by speaking her truth with love and kindness and compassion that she can maybe support others to see that too and work on themselves. And so that's nothing directly to be done, but to follow what her heart's telling her to do, which is continue to study and continue to be initiated on her path. In other words, she was being initiated by elders then, and she's being initiated by elders here. So she has to just continue to trust that, and like you previously said, like, she has to do her work underground, and has to do her work on the shadows, but based into the guide of the heart. She needs to accept that and embrace that and trust that by doing that, she already working in all of that thickness of intergenerational stuff and oppression, because in the big scheme of things, even that is part of the evolution of humanity. Unfortunately, it has to come with pain, but like we said before, it's part of the process.
beautiful. Is there anything else would you like to guide her regarding combining all the work that she's doing and to share it in the most benefit way for humanity, how to wave her offering? Is there anything else would you like to share with her today regarding this?
But yeah, she has to believe that we are giving her the whole instruction, and because we are, it's not just just this part of her that you're speaking with, it's just like the inner knowing, but it's also her guides and her ancestors that live within this part of the Lemurian, but also like her ancestor, her grandmother in this lifetime, and all this oppressed community that she comes with of native beings, and they're all giving her the guidance, like to be here doing this session with you and to been through IQH, QHHT, and all the other studies is all part of her guidance. So now all that she has to do is to continue to clear it up, those old belief systems that what's happening and the lack of self-worth is bad, to open space to learn with it and to really express and to put that in practice, and it's coming together. She really knows and feels that it's coming together. It's almost like she has gotten the key and opened the door, and now she's just afraid of open wide. And we're here behind her telling her that she can open wide. She doesn't need to have any fear about open wide that door and to what her path and her mission really is.
Beautiful. And I know that she wanted to open her gifts more and to use more of her gifts to help the collective and humanity. So maybe we can open more of the channel now and to go up, up, up to meet her collective of guides that can give messages for the collective today. Would that be appropriate?
Yes.
Very good. So let's go up, 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 up to the most appropriate place to connect with her guides and to receive messages for the collective today. Arriving there now, and you can look around you to connect with your guides. And share with me where is she and who of her guides would like to come forward today to share messages.
Kind of like the place of lightness. Mm. So that is a guide here, and it feels like I just feel like a warm sensation in my stomach right now.
Very good. Allow the energy to spread through the body and connect with energy.
Getting warm and my hands are pulsing. It's like some kind of healer.
Mm-hmm. Allow the energy to flow through. And connect with it telepathically. Would you allow me to communicate with the energy directly, please?
Mm. I'm here.
Hello, thank you so much for coming forward. Would you introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm the core of the earth, the energy of the core of the earth,
Mm.
heated, strong, like fire.
Thank
Hmm.
Thank you so much for coming forward today. What would you like to share with us today?
That the fire that transforms, that burns, that destructs, also creates. So right now you're living in a cusp of times in which feels like everything is burning down. It feels like reality as we know when and our feelings and emotions are burning. It's anger, that is fear, that is fear of death, that is death happening. And what is death in the big construct of eternity? So this fire is also creating. So I come here with this wisdom from the core of the earth and this being that I'm speaking through the body, the being that has been on this earth and studying this earth for a long time. And she's learning that the fire that it's and her anger is also the fire of transformation. And you don't need to necessarily to react to the fire. You just let her accept, let it burn, let it transform, let it transmute. And it's not going to be pleasant. It's going to be painful. Within that pain, that is the other side. It's hard to explain into this linear set of letters and words that you have here. It's a feeling that I'm giving to her right now. And I wish that that feeling can pass through those words, that it's what I have to express. But I would love to every being watching and like that will watch later to understand that what they are going through is this hardship, this transformation. It's part of what the earth is going through now, and every being that is here on earth now will have to go through it as well. It's not bad. It's just what it is.
Maybe you can share with the people that watch or watch in the future some kind of visualization of energy attunement to be able to experience that energy that you are sharing with us today.
Yes. Good. A good work to do is simply observe fire. Spend some time like doing the meditation with a candle. Just like call for me, call for the energy of the fire, call for the energy of transformation. And see if you can spend at least a couple of minutes. And this is an exercise that can be extended over time. Looking, focusing on that flame, And like she had that experience of being at the beach and just being present with it, be present with the fire and listen to what the fire has to say, how the fire behaves, and how within the fire exist all the other elements. And they're in constantly transmutation and transformation. So once again, this is just so much harder to explain into words, is the feeling that if you do this kind of meditation with a candle of fire, or when you're close to fire, to really sit by it and then feel the nuances of what that fire is trying to say. What is the heat communicating with your body? The color of the flames, if they are changing, why they are changing. Not necessarily to look for answers, but to observe. This is a good way to start this connection with understanding this element of transformation. And knowing that the flame moves, like the earth is still moving in the core too. I'm still moving in the core, transforming, transmuting, and changing the physicality of the earth. By changing the physicality, I'm also changing all the other bodies of the earth and all the other levels of the being. And this is happening with you too. So what she was doing there at the beach is like tuning into herself, by tuning into the earth. And what you can do with this exercise is tune into yourself by tuning into the fire.
So nice.
Not for everyone. Some people would just like listen to these and say, this is silly. I'm not going to be looking into a candle, into the fire. But you see, her work, she feels like she's not good enough to pass this message. It's not because of her necessarily, but it's because some people are not ready to listen or to understand the power that it is to be present and to be really involved and in tune with all that exists within, without, and around you. And that's okay. We are all in different times of evolution, and we are all going to eventually, in our own time, which is eternal, never ends, understand and have that opportunity. So for now, this message and this instruction is just for those that feel within my words and feel within this transmission in their hearts that it's something there for them to learn. So whoever feels called can do that and call for me and call for this energy of transformation. And being aware that, and they call that, they're also going to call transformation within their own life. So maybe know that change will come as you do that.
Beautiful. Can you do a scan on Anna's body, see if there's anything that need to be transmuted while you're passing through, and do a little bit deeper healing within bodies?
There's a lot of transmutation happening in her back, her lower back, her whole spine is being like moved and now opened up space for more energy to pass through. There's this, now is the fluidity of water that is speaking. So now
Hello.
that is, hi.
So now it's the energies of water.
Yes.
Hello. What would you like to share with us today?
And I'm cooling down a little bit. Her body is really hot from the previous transmission. And with this water, I bring like emotions, deep emotions. And what I wanted to say is that those emotions are meant to be felt and not to be acted upon. So the fire energy, action, movement, and the water energy is feeling, flowing. So what I'm here to say is that don't act on your emotions, but feel it. And you can connect with me by being in a body of water and letting your body float. Trusting the flow of life. And this is also like um, what I am. It's the elemental parts of the earth. So we spoke with fire and now speaking with water. And this is part of also of what she's looking for in terms of clarity. In her work, she has to work with those elements. She has to start from the basic and teach about those elements. That's what she learned and has been initiated on. So as water, I speak into all those emotions that we are going through as a collective. That is, like she said, anger is sorrow, that is fear. It's a lot of grief.
A lot of grief.
Yeah. All of this is meant to be felt, not run away from. So being present of those emotions in a body of water, maybe taking the time to cry in water, to laugh, to scream. And water is a conduit. I will carry those emotions away and wash it away. So you can put a ritual together for yourself that you can light up a candle, connect with the fire, and maybe get into a bathtub or the ocean or the waterfall and feel your emotions as well.
Mm. Yeah, it sounds very familiar to me. For myself, every time that I'm emotional, I feel like I need to take a bathtub and sit with it in the bathtub
Yeah,
for my healing. So intuitively, I'm doing what you're asking already. That's a way to feel your emotions and to heal them and to beautiful.
I'm here for you.
Hmm. Is there anything else would you like to share with Anna or with the collective for her healing and for the healing of the collective?
Take care of the waters of the planet. Really honor the waters around you. pray for the water. Another great way to use healing through me, the element of water, is to pray your water when you drink it, to say beautiful things that you want to manifest in your life, that you want to bring into your physical body. Because as this conduit, I can pass through the cells. I am the one that gives life to your cells, to your physical body. But with the fire and the heat of the body that we're just speaking with, I can also bring your prayers into the air and transform into this other beautiful element that connects with the spirit. So the fire creates the new, and the earth creates new earth and new soil. It creates your physical body, and the water gives you the emotions for you to feel within the body and process your experiences. And I can bring all of those prayers and evaporate with the fire and bring to the spirit through the air. Pray your water. Take care of your waters. If you can, connect with the earth and take care of the earth by getting a piece of land, even if it is in the apartments that you live. Play with the earth, plant plants, and make sure to create water by planting, because by planting you are creating life, you're creating water.
Thank you for this message. Thank you so much. Let's take another deep breath. I'd like to invite the next light being, spirit guide.
Air.
Hello.
Air.
Thank you so much for coming forward. Who am I speaking with now?
The air element.
I have a feeling that you'll come next. Welcome. Thank you.
And I'm here to tell you that I'm the messenger. Your actions and your emotions will be passed through the ethers, through me. Breathe me in and I will give you messages. Breathe me out and I will carry your messages into the ethers. We all work together. I might be speaking separately with you as air, water, and fire, but we are one. We all contain into each other. So when you're aware of what you take in, what you put out, you're receiving messages and you're giving it away messages. What do you want to receive? What do you want to give? I am movement. I'm quickly moving from one point to the other. I give movement to the water. And I give more power to the fire. In your ritual, light up a candle, connect with the fire, go in a body of water and feel your emotions. By closely paying attention, breathing in what you want to integrate in your physical body and your emotions. Breathing out what you want to let go. Know that just like the movement that I give to the waves in the ocean, that flows in and flows out, everything in your life has a rhythm that flows in and flows out. Nothing is permanent, so it teaches you also the fire and the water.
Beautiful. Is there anything else would you like to add?
When you feel overwhelmed by your emotions, take a deep full breath in and open your mouth and shout as loud as you want to. Everything out. And all of those instructions, every single one of them given so far, they are full of magic. Because life is full of magic and movement always.
Thank you. Appreciate those messages and the practices. Thank you so much.
Earth,
Hello, welcome. Thank you for coming forward.
the combination of all those elements as well. I'm the beginning and I'm the end. I'm formed by the fire. That is life within me because of the water. The space created by the air is what gives me space to flourish life. And I recycle. I live within your physical body. And your physical body is just borrowed from my existence. Make sure to get in touch with me every day so you can get closer to understanding where your physicality is. And you contain within all the qualities that I have. You can also transmute garbage to life. You can compost everything that is thrown away into lessons. As you return back to what this vessel was experienced into the past life, into those rites of passages, it's an understanding in all grief and all pain and all the emotions can be transmuted and recycled. And we are constantly in this flow of dying and being reborn. within your rituals of looking into the fire, using a body of water, breathing, make sure to get in touch with me every day. Walk bare feet, plant, even if it's one single plant. Take care of the plant. Engage into right relationship with those plants. Give yourself and receive from the plants. Get your hands dirty. Hug a tree. All you need to do is to get present and in touch with me. Notice all the elements within me, and notice me within all the elements. I am calling this planet the mother, and this vessel started in my core with the fire, experiencing and expressing aspects of each of those elements that I live within every single one of you in this planet. So treat me better. Honor me. That is in my unconditional love to all of you. And I don't blame you for hurting me. And I also recognize that it within my health, that is your health. So let this message just touch your heart and awaken within you the love for self that will naturally awake the love for me.
Thank you for this reminder. Thank you for this message. Thank you for the love.
So now you can see how simple it is, yet it's very difficult. Magic lives within those mindful actions, those mindful presence and beingness. Acceptance of the flows of in and outs of life. With an understanding that the worth is innate. So this message and this transmission is of course not only for Anna, it's for everyone that might be struggling with a sense of lack of self-worth, anger, sadness, grief. Like I said, it's simple, but it's difficult. It takes daily reminders of the magic that it is just to be alive already. Just to exist. Just be present. What does it mean for you to just be?
Thank you so much. Appreciate this message. And I'd love to welcome any more messages would like to come forward for Anna, for the collective today.
Just maybe the only thing else is so there are many, many, many beings here like yourself, Anna, many others that she knows. They are here with this knowing inside that all of those messages that have been transmitted now, that they make sense and they feel like truth in the heart. And as this collective energy that represents the earth, that's who I am. I divided myself into elements, but I'm speaking here on behalf of the earth. Do you feel me? And I thank you for feeling me. I am an entity as well. I am a being. I'm constantly communicating with all of you. I just ask you to continue to stay in your truth and listen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the efforts of getting to know yourself so you can get to know me too. So continue to live your truth. And when you are in doubt, just sit with me and ask me for guidance. Just the entity of the earth, that is just so many other infinite beings in the universe. As we expand our horizons in consciousness, we can sit in the peace of knowing that even with all the grief and all the feelings that we are having here on earth, that in the big scheme of creation, everything is in the perfect alignment and truth.
Thank you so much, Earth, for coming forward and for sharing with us the messages to empower us. And we would love to assist more, and I would love to maybe add another message that can assist people like Anna and myself, and people that maybe sometimes doubting about what to do and how to serve in the best way for the benefit of the earth and humanity. Maybe you can share anything else that will help people to step into their path of service and to do it in the best way, the way that will benefit the most.
The best path is always the path of the heart. The path of the heart it's not necessarily loud or of with an agenda. So I would say like walk. And this I is so relative because I'm just an energy. And so when I say I say you as an individual, from individual to individual. But what I'm trying to say is this individual is limited and this identity can get confused. So most of the insecurities and the lack of self-worth and this internal messages comes from the I, from the individual. And when you get rid of the I and you connect to the path of the heart, which it is your soul, which it is your spirit, from that level, we are all equal. We are all the same. So follow the path of the heart with humbleness, knowing that you're always here also as a student, as you're here to learn. It is through your experiences that you can pass forward and you can serve. But it's recognizing that within every relationship, every interaction, every person that you come to serve, you're also being served. You're also learning. So in this way, no matter your background, your skin color, your education, we are all teachers of each other. So for you, for Anna, for all the beings that have clear in their hearts, that path is a path to serve. Also know that you are on the path to be served, to interact, to learn from your interactions. And always, always, always check with the heart. It is, like I said, a very quiet voice, yet very, very strong. There is no doubt. When we talk about intuition, and Anna herself has been tested this recent months into intuition. If it doesn't feel slightly, or if it feels slightly offline, it's because it is. And sometimes you can find yourself in doubt between a couple of choices that are presented in front of you. But your heart will always, always guide you into the right path. The right intuition feels like the thought, the feeling that gives you excitement and joy, even though it sounds scary sometimes.
Yeah.
But if it is joyful, if it is something that brings a smile on your face and you feel, wow, I want to do that, just do it. Trust that you're not only being guided by your heart, but by a collective force that lives within this very quiet space of your heart. The heart is not just a physical organ. The heart expands in many, many directions around you. So expand yourself. Live every day in ceremony. What does it mean to live in ceremony? It means to live understanding that you are swimming in the sacred, that everything that exists is sacred. Wake up with that awareness. And as you wake up with their awareness, ask, pray to be guided by your heart every single day. And do not compromise. If you realize that for some reason you haven't followed your heart and made quote unquote the wrong choice. Be with it, experience and trust that is part of the learning and the growth. You are meant to be fulfilled. You're worth it not only because you exist, because also that is a divine love that knows that you are whole. So within that wrong choice, that is also lessons. So that wrong choice has the feelings that we are talking about in the water element for you to feel and transmute and continue to pass out the message that will allow your spirit to move forward and walk towards evolution. We are here for the evolution of the spirit. We are here for the evolution of our souls. We are here because me as Earth, as this entity, I am your school. A beautiful school that has so many incredible magical versions and reflections of me. And I also have so many hurdles and limitations that are meant to just teach you, not to hurt you. But hurt, death, it's all inevitable. It's all part of the process of continuing to grow. Death is nothing more than a new birth. Just trust. Sometimes this sounds so repetitive and so, as you call, cliche, but again, it's simple. Just difficult. I'm grateful that you're all here. And gratitude is a vibration that you can tune in with me. Gratitude is the vibration that is going to bring you more and more and more and more in touch with the path of the heart. This quiet and powerful path. The path of the heart is like a special place. Imagine the special, beautiful, divine, magical place, which is quiet. And with that quietness, that is everything that you need, all the answers, all the truth. Follow that and continue to hold each other in community. Another lesson of this life seen by her is that we are meant to work together.
Mhm.
We are meant to teach each other. We're meant to pass forward what we have learned. Living in community means, once again, understanding that we are giving and receiving it every single time, in every single experience. Tune in. Go to your special place and recognize that every single being, even a grain of sand, has a special place. Everything is an entity interacting with you. I hope that's not so confusing for folks to understand.
That's perfect. You're doing a very good job, and you can feel the energy and the connectivity of all of it. And I'm happy that you remind about the sense of the community and working together and teaching each other and share the wisdom that we learned. Thank you so much. I'd love to receive maybe a final message for the months that are coming up for the collective. I know there's a lot of new energies, the new birth, the um, energies of renewing while things are changing and shedding at the same time. Maybe there's any message with this eclipse season coming that would like to prepare us for the next coming month. So let's.
Yeah, that's a lot of shadow work to be done in this eclipse season. And when I say shadow work, it's like going again into the nitty gritty of the emotions. So I invite you all to embrace the emotions that come in this season. And then go into the water as much as you need to. But when we talk about those energies of eclipse, and things are so literal, yet they are so deep, full with magic. So you're dimming some light as we dim the light of this incredible being, which is the moon. We are bringing this shadow into our consciousness, or rather, we are looking into the shadow of our consciousness. So, what it is to embrace all those feelings that arise and come up. I invite you to put into your heart those shadows. In other words, embrace it. Like love unconditionally those parts of you. It might be very, very hard to do so, but also count on your community and all those beings like yourself and Michael and Anna and other people. They are studying this part of themselves and can support you, can hold space for you. Know that once again, everything that flows in flows out. So this is an opportunity, a very precious opportunity. All those transmutations, they are happening for the evolution of the earth and the beings on earth. They they are part of the whole picture of transformation and transmutation. You will continue to see any things that don't make sense. Anna herself will continue to see those systems of oppression, and they might become even more intense. But the idea, once again, is not for you to fall into the sorrow of the darkness, but learn how it's teaching you to love deeper, to go deeper into your own space of the heart. So don't get taken away or act into your emotions. Bringing it back the message that emotions are not meant to be acted on. They are meant to be felt. If it becomes unbearable at points for you to feel, call on for help. Call on for help of your community. So a powerful message here is to create community. If you have been isolating yourself, this is also a reason why you might be in pain and despair and sorrow. We are meant to commune. We are meant to exchange. And maybe this relationship for you, the most comfortable is to commune with nature and plant that single plant that I was telling you to do so, but create relationships and explore what it is right relationship for you. Get in community. Be courageous enough to be vulnerable and express your emotions. Be courageous enough to feel even the uncomfortable feeling.
Thank you so much for this, Lebanese. I appreciate so much all the information and all the beautiful energy you shared with us.
Yeah, it's the work that you and Michael do is just precious. You teach so many this exact same thing. I thank you for doing what you do. And the community that you're creating. Sometimes you might feel like the community, it's not there or comes and goes, but it is there. It's forming into a solid base. And what you do is rippling big time. Thank you for being courageous, the both of you, to go into your shadow places, to transmuting that into something that is creating the new that you have learned. That is the new that your hearts are guiding you to create. Thank you for this expansion that you both have to pushing away the resistances, but by sitting with them. The past couple of years, you both have done a lot of that. It's rippling into your families, into your friends. And the name is very fitting, the new earth ascending. So as this entity of the earth, I really thank you. Deep gratitude for the work that you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for these kind words and the guidance and the support. It's been incredible to have this life here. You're a great teacher. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'd love to take a moment and to invite the energy of the higher self of Anna to fully integrate back into her body so I can communicate with her and her higher self is source of her energy. May I speak with Anna's higher self, please?
Yes.
Thank you so much for allowing these beautiful messages to come forward. I'd like you to take a scan on the body of Anna and to align it and energize it, harmonize it.
Mm.
So when she will wake up, she'll feel wonderful all over her body and clear. Will be able to remember everything that she experienced and integrate it very easily to the life that she's living now. And I'd love to ask if there's anything else from her intention or the intention that you had for the session today, for the messages, for the teachings that need to come forward today before I bring Anna up. I'd love to take another moment to give that opportunity. Is there any more messages that want to come forward today?
Mm. The only message that comes forward, and it's really deep. It's for everybody seeing, everybody watching. It is a strong call for getting in touch with nature, with your nature, with accepting yourself. And as a reflection of that, cultivating a relationship with the nature around you. And just feel like doing some cleansing in her space too, because some tension. So I'm gonna just do some cleansing. Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Let's take another deep breath for a moment. I'd like to invite the angels, any light being that would like to clear any space in around Anna's home, to clear the space, any energies that are not belong there. Let's take further light, anything that needs to be cleared.
Feels good now. Feels like it's flowing clearly, the energy, and just the message of the heart is a very important one too. The relationship with your nature is really to go into those silence, quiet spaces. So I invite everyone that is watching this to really cultivate a ritual of silence, a ritual of being intimate with self, becoming intimate with self. And that means quiet, silence, presence. And is a practice. Cultivate it every day. You see things unfolding, magic unfolding. You start listening to the beings around you. You start communicating or being familiar with the communication that is nonverbal. That's our next step. All those transformations and astrological changes and eclipses and this eclipse season this month of October, it's inviting us to clear up space so we can be in intimate relationship with self. talk about right relationship many times here today, and that right relationship can only be established when you establish the right relationship with yourself, loving all parts of you, dark, light, bright, dimmed, all of it, recognizing all of it as part of the divine creation and embracing all as what you need for your spiritual evolution.
Hmm. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else, or are we complete for today?
That's one more thing. Anna
Yeah.
needs to continue to follow the instructions for whatever path of education she wants to follow, because part of her mission here is to be the student, is to learn. So, but she never has to go to a path in which doesn't feel right and doesn't bring joy, just the name of something that is being proposed by the external environment. In other words, that emptiness that she was talking about with you, that she feels like it comes from not being valid or the intergenerational trauma, will speak with her if the voice that comes to follow a path comes from a place of fear and insecurity. But if it comes from a place of joy and excitement, she needs to continue to follow through.
Yeah. So it's good for her to study, but she needs to notice that what she's studying has come from her joy and not from external ideas that come from
Yeah,
yeah.
and this is
Very
a
good.
message for everyone. Like if it feels like you're doing something and name something else that doesn't align with your truth, don't do it.
Yeah. Beautiful. Is there anything else that she needs to know regarding integrating all her services that she's and everything that she learned as service to others? Anything else you want to share about that with the collective today?
She's in the right path. She's exactly where she needs to be, and everything will unfold beautifully as she continues to believe, as she continues to go into this space that she can get in touch with herself and her real internal guidance of the heart. It's simple, but it's difficult. And she's doing it. So it's
Beautiful.
all about plugging in the community again. And as her higher self, once again, I know that the entities have thank you and Michael, but she considers you to part of her community and her support system. And there is a lot of gratitude for you both coming in this crucial, pivotal points in which she is following her path, and you'll both come as this community and the support to continue to open space for her to see herself.
Mm. It's our pleasure. She is such a valuable part of our community, as everybody, and she is such a beautiful healer, and she's doing such a wonderful job and helping so many people, and it's just wonderful to support her too. So, and learning from her as well. She has such a beautiful energy and wisdom, and it's just wonderful for us to learn from her. Is there Anything else would you like to share before I bring her up?
We'll continue to share over the next couple of days through her dreams and insights, and just ask her to stay in meditation as much as she can for the next week or so, because there are a lot of things that will unfold here for her. And I'm going to continue to support her on that, and alongside with guides, and we're all one.
Yeah. So let's take one more moment to clear her energy, her spine, to allow the clarity of her channel to open up to the divine energies that will continue working with her in the next days, in the next night, during her nightly meditations, to receive more messages from her guides, her higher self, that will guide her on her path to integrate this session. While she listens to it, it will integrate very clearly and easily, and she will continue receive more information and be able to continue choose every choice from her heart, and how to continue learn and evolve and share what she's learning with others, and integrate all the information from all the elements and the earth, and share those energies with others and the wisdom that she's carrying. With much love and much gratitude, I want to give my gratitude and my love to all the supportive energies that worked with us today. And I'm going to soon bring Anna up. And I'm going to take a little break here. And then we'll go online again for the people that are watching to see when Anna is fully integrated. We'll do a little summary together. So now I want to give gratitude for all the people that watch and invite you to watch in a moment that will come live again after I bring Anna back up to full consciousness. So I want to give gratitude for all the people that watch. And now I'm going to ask the full consciousness of Anna to fully integrate back into her body to replace all the other parts we're speaking to. The full consciousness of Anna is fully integrated back into her body, replacing all the parts we're speaking to. And I invite you, Anna, to take a moment to put your hands on your heart and to set up intention that will help you integrate this beautiful session and help you remember everything that you experience and what to focus on in this next part. Take a moment and feel into your intention. You can share it with me if you want.
Intention is just to continue to be open to receive and to give from a place of love, and to trust that everything is in a perfect place that it needs to be. And as I integrate all of what I just experienced, I can